Morning everybody, it's David with davidspassage.com, and today we're going to show you how to make char cloth. So first of all, you're going to need a tin to do this with. This is just an old mink oil tin. Poke a little bitty hole in that tin. As you can see, I've made quite a bit in here. Next up, I've just got a pair of blue jeans here. These are just some old blue jeans. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut several circles out of this that are just smaller than the diameter of the tin. The reason why I like blue jeans is the fabric is dense enough that it makes the char, the final char product a little bit more robust than just a plain cotton t-shirt. Just trim that up a bit so it lays nice and flat in there. And as you make this, the material that you use is actually going to shrink. I like to get it close to the edge, but I just realize that it's going to shrink a little bit. Another thing you can use an Altoids tin. Those are real nice to use for char materials. I like the mink oil cans or the shoe polish cans just because they're a little bit bigger. But you can do it with basically any tin can where you can deprive the contents of the can of oxygen. I'm just going to set them in the can there. Close the lid. Now we're ready to char it. Let's get to it. Just made a little stove. This is a little really impromptu stove by taking a pop can, cutting in half, cutting 4 slits down and then folding the corners over. What that's going to do is that's going to make a little stove to sort of a pot stand / stove. And another way you can do this, I'm just doing this like this because I don't want to make a big fire right now, but you can actually just take the tin, if you're in the woods or something, just take the tin itself and just build a fire over it and let it cook down. And I'm just taking some isopropyl alcohol, a little bit of heat, and I'm going to go ahead and try to light that on fire. It's about 20 degrees out today. Alright, that's going. You're not going to be able to see the flames again because it's ISO and heat, so just be careful if you're in the daylight because again you can't see those flames, but they're going. What's essentially happening is the fire is starting to cook the jeans in there, and what it's going to do is it's going to convert all the material in here into carbon without actually consuming the carbon. The reason for the hole is so that the smoke from all of the other materials that are basically being burned off can escape. And because there's no oxygen, the material inside isn't getting consumed, but it's being charred. What we're going to do is just let this go, let it cook until all of that smoke stops smoking. Over time, eventually what will happen is the smoke will stop coming out of that hole, and at that point you realize that that's when basically how you tell it's done. There's still a little bit of smoke coming out, so I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit and keep it, the fire's still going. I'm going to just continue to let it go until all that smoke's done. Alright, all that smoke's done, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it. If I can tell the fire's still going, so I'm just going to use some used gloves. You just use some gloves just to kind of be safe. And I'm going to put that fire out. Make sure that's out. Go ahead and set that stove aside for a little bit. Now the char tin will be hot, and as long as it's really hot, you don't want to open it up. You just want to let it sit and cool down a little bit. It's like 20 degrees out now where I'm at, so it's going to cool off pretty quick here. But you don't want to open it immediately because sometimes what will happen is it'll actually combust. I can tell it's still a little bit hot. All right, once you're done, carefully open the lid. Yeah, it's cold enough. And inside you've got char. Now this piece will take a spark from a flint and steel, from a ferrocerium rod, and turn into an ember. Hopefully you can see those glowing circles there. Maybe I can get a little bit closer shot. So you can kind of see it just glows, and that's ready to put in a tinder bundle and blow into flame. So that's how you make char cloth. Pretty easy stuff. Not a lot to it. And I'm not an expert, so if I can do it, you definitely can do it. Thank you so much for watching this video again. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button. Definitely subscribe. Tell your friends about the channel. Connect with me on Facebook or Twitter. I love talking with you guys on some of those other platforms. So thank you again for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.